Hello, good morning. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to make a video today. I stated in a video previously when one of my paper beating videos that I haven't been feeling very well. It's nothing to do with like I'm sick or anything. I'm not sick, so don't worry about that. I just figured I'd make this little video quick while I was waiting for my coffee to steep in my daughter's French press, but she apparently doesn't like using it, so I use it. But anyway, I don't know how. First, there's a couple things besides what's been bothering me. First, if you're gonna call me, if you're gonna tell me as a subscriber that you can no longer follow me because you found out that I'm an atheist and that I don't share the same beliefs as you, and then you tell me that you're gonna unsubscribe because you can't follow somebody who, I don't know, who you feel follows demons or something. I don't have any idea. It's all a spew I've heard many times over throughout my life. It's like God people, some of them don't know how to accept people, for who they are, I don't know. And it bothers me because this person hasn't left my subscription yet. They keep posting comments, so I just keep deleting them. I don't even, well, I read them, but then I just delete them because I don't need that crap in my, I mean, you already made your poison, known, and no amount of apologizing, saying, oh, I had a bad day. You know what? Guess what? We all have fucking bad days. Get over it. Nobody can change your bigotry. That's just how it is. I mean, you're going to have many more. Just leave. I don't need you here. And that's really rude of me to say, but I've really come to this conclusion with just how things are in my life. If someone cannot accept me for who I am, just like I can accept that you're a Christian believer, that you believe in a God. I mean, I'm not going to go and sit there and say, I can't follow you because you're a God believer. Now, if you start telling me that I need to believe in God, then we might have issues, but I hardly ever run into that. I've hardly ever run into, a lot of people that tell me that, I don't know. A lot of Christian believers are pretty, or I shouldn't just say Christian. I should just say faith believers. A lot of them are actually pretty nice. I've met quite a few people that are very nice, but once I don't know. I don't know why I'm even bringing it up because it's actually not really that big of a deal. Well, it kind of is. I mean, it's like, get out. If you don't like following me, if you don't like that I don't share your beliefs, leave. I'm always going, you're never going to change me. I don't care if you live 30 miles south of me. I don't care anymore. Just go away because you've already made yourself a bigot and you've been very rude about it. And you may have apologized, but that's just your generation. You're just old and cranky. That's the only way I can describe it without sounding like a bitch. And you know what? Maybe I'm going to come off as being a bitch. But quite honestly, I mean, you're the one that started this whole thing by saying that you could no longer follow me just because I had mentioned I don't like shopping at Hobby Lobby because I don't believe they're Christian-based themes. And yeah, if I'm working somewhere and I want to get a Plan B pill, you shouldn't be able to have the right to tell me that I can't do it just because it doesn't go with your beliefs. That is not how a company should be ran. I mean, I get it if you want to be that way, but you shouldn't oppose the beliefs on other people. I thought this country was supposed to be state and religion are supposed to be separate, but apparently, I guess not. Anyway, so that's my main reason why I don't like Hobby Lobby is because they impose their beliefs on other people. And just because I said that, somebody freaked out at me. You know what? You're allowed to freak out at me, but I've already spent too much time talking about this. Anyway, go away if you don't like it. Sorry. to the rest of the people that have nothing to do with this. So anyway, on to the main thing. So I make this channel is mainly, it's my way to just get things out. It's kind of like my virtual diary, except I'm putting it out there for everyone. And I realized that I'm opening myself to getting picked on, bullied, whatever, you know, by anonymous people behind the screen. So I realized that. And that's also character building for me. I'm also learning how to deal with stuff like that via this channel. It's kind of like how I made a video about, yeah, I haven't finished the other one yet. I made a video about this candy that I had bought, and I got quite a few new subscribers because of it. And some of the commenters on my video to this were so rude I had to delete them. And it's like, you know, it's a learning experience for me. I mean, by the way, this stuff is good candy. You should order from these people. They're very nice, and their channel is pretty cool too. But I have discovered not all of their subscriber people that came over are nice. I mean, one of them even akined me to that chick on Misery. Seriously? Really? But anyway, but just, you know, I don't know. And then there's, oh, because I commented about packing peanuts. Who fucking cares? Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was the whole thing that you got from my video was bitch about packing peanuts? Really? Just because I personally cannot, I don't like the way they feel, I don't like the sound they make, and you freak out at me and that's the thing you take away from my video and make a comment about? See, those are the things that I'm learning about with my channel, you know? It's like, yeah, some people really, they don't catch the whole picture, but I can't change you guys, so yeah, anyway, so like I said, that's what this channel is for. It's for me. It's not just a shopping haul channel because, well, everybody goes grocery shopping. Which surprisingly, though, I tell some of my friends who are kind of not really YouTube people. They don't really spend their time on YouTube. I told them, I said, yeah, I make videos where I, you know, go grocery shopping, and then I come home and I show all my products that I bought, you know, to the camera, and several of them go, and that makes, and people watch that, and I'm like, yeah. I don't know, I find it kind of interesting. I watch other people's shopping videos too. But anyway, that's just, you know, I don't know. So what got me down and out for, I'd say I'm starting to come out of it now, is the Saturday after Thanksgiving, my husband, now I have a small dog who is will be 9 in June, and 9 years old in June. We got her as a rescue at 4 years old, because I was doing research, and you know, people had said that getting a dog, you want to get one that's a little bit older, and you don't want to start out with a puppy as your first dog. And I had told this shelter that we are first-time dog owners, and there's just things that I should have known that I know now. On if I were to pick another dog, I would know better on, you know, how to pick the dog. But they just wanted my money. They just wanted my money in an open bed so they could put another dog there. So this dog came with a lot of problems. It's aggressive, it's dominating, and it kind of isn't house trained. I say kind of because when I'm home, she really goes, the dog is a she goes out of her way to like not pee around me. But when my husband's home, nah, there's no problem with it. So the issue with this is, me and my kids, when we first got her, we trained with her. Now I'm just going to give you the abridged version. I do have videos where I talk about the problems with my dog, and this is nothing new. But I don't do anything very abridged. But anyway, all right. So anyway, we were having problems with the dog. So the kids and I were training the dog, and we're doing really well. Dog is actually very smart. I mean, I got her to roll over in 2 tries of giving her a command to roll over, and now she does it all the time. Sit pretty was a little bit harder for her to do, but that's because she is a Dachshund Beagle. Oh, you can't see him there. On my fridge I have a wiener dog and beagle sticker or magnets. But anyway, so the dog, was getting trained by us, and then my husband would come home, and no training would get done. We tried to get him to be involved with training, and he wasn't interested in it, because he would see the training as yelling at the dog, or to correct her behavior, and not really yelling, but he thinks it's yelling, using an authority voice and clapping to get her attention, or all the dog training things. Like, I watched Zach something, he's a dog trainer, anyway, his channel did help me out quite a bit with that. But anyway, so this Saturday, I guess my husband must have put her in her kennel the Saturday after Thanksgiving, whatever day that was. He had put her in her kennel for the night. I guess he didn't take her out. So the next morning, everybody else is doing their normal routines. Dog's quiet when I get up in the morning, because I got up before everyone else. And dog's quiet, doesn't make any noise when I get up, because I'm not her favorite human. My husband is, and when he's around, she's all wiggly, and she used to excite P when he'd come home. Anyway, she just does she's a different dog when he comes home. So anyway, so then I go downstairs, and I actually, since now that I go downstairs because our computer room is downstairs. We've got our TV room and then the computer room. They're kind of in the same room, but they're not. I mean, there could be a wall there, but there isn't. Anyway, yeah, I only have one TV in my house. That's how I've always wanted it. But anyway, so I was downstairs playing on the computer because I heard my husband had gotten up, and I didn't want to wake him up by playing. I think I was playing Minecraft, actually. So I was playing Minecraft, and yeah, some people still play that game. Actually, I was waiting for my character in WoW to get back some EXP, because I've been in the process of very slowly leveling up a Lightforged Draenei. That's taken me a long time, mainly because I don't play every day. But anyway, that's why I was playing Minecraft that day. But anyway, so then my husband finally gets out of the shower after like an hour and a half being in the bathroom, showering, and then stepping out. It took him an hour and a half. He's just one of those guys that does that. It takes that long. Anyway, so I guess the dog had done some nasty stuff in her kennel. I don't know, I didn't look in her kennel. She either peed and pooped in there or just peed in there. But anyway, my husband threw a big old hissy fit. I mean, he threw a fit. So, it's Sunday now, so, because that was Saturday night. He put the dog in. I don't know if he did take the dog out or what. He usually takes the dog out the night before and then puts her in her kennel for the night. That's usually how he does it, but maybe this night he didn't. So anyway, and like I said, dog was quiet, sleeping, and then I went downstairs, and I didn't hear the dog at all. I mean, I didn't hear her making noise or anything. Anyway, so then my husband freaks out when he comes upstairs, and she's wet or whatever, and he puts her outside. And he freaks out saying, "You guys have to clean the dog. You have to give her a bath. You have to clean her kennel." And it's like, really? So we all the rest of us just stay in our rooms. Say that, I mean, he ruined our weekend. So since none of us were listening to him, he shut off our house Wi-Fi, and then he shut the cable off because I had football that night, and and it was the Packers versus the Vikings game, so it was that weekend, 2 weeks ago, I guess, because the last game was not a very good game. But anyway, so I didn't get to watch that because he said he turned the cable off the house, or he said he unplugged the cable box or whatever. And when he's like that, it's like nobody wants to deal with him. So at some point, we said, fuck it. So all three of us, me three being the girl, me and the two girls, we get the dog, we all go give the dog a bath and say, fuck it, you can take care of the goddamn kennel. And we're done. No, you just ruined this whole week. You ruined our vacation time because of your dog. And he's like, it's your dog. And I said, no, it is your dog. That dog bit people in this house. I had that dog scheduled for euthanasia, and you canceled that appointment and said you would train the dog. No training has been done. And the only reason why I say that is because when he is home and you go to pet the dog when it's around him, that dog will bite you. Raises its teeth, shows its teeth and acts very aggressive. Or like, if the kids want to play with my husband, we call it roughhousing at the house, where like you jump on, the kids play with dad, and the dog will jump around and nip at everybody else's feet and their legs because they're touching his human, and he thinks it's cute. He thinks that there's nothing wrong with the dog, and I'm done with it. And whenever stuff like that happens, it just throws me into this, I'm done kind of, it's like, I want to get rid of this dog. I love dogs. God damn it. I love dogs, but it has been more work than it's worth, mainly because my husband will. If she does something bad, he just picks her up and pets her and says, oh, they're being so mean to you, and it's okay. The dog does not know what you're saying. The dog knows that you picked her up and are starting to pet her. That's what she knows, and that's why she doesn't change her attitude, is because she doesn't know what you're saying. We do. We know what he's saying, but when the dog does something bad, like if she pees on the floor, he picks her up and he'll pet her, baby talk to her and everything. He may put her outside while he goes and cleans it up, but then he brings her back in like nothing happened. And it's like, ugh. So anyway, there's a dog-related issue, and quite honestly, I'm getting a little bit tired of it. And I feel bad because this dog obviously had some bad issues for the first 4 years of her life. And I lost a good friend because of this dog. A friend I considered my sister, and I made posts about her too. And she was a big help. She's an animal rescue person, or was, I guess. I don't know if she still is. I haven't talked to her, and I said I apologized to her because we did have a falling out, and because her and her mom called me out on my husband's behavior and basically blamed it all on me about stuff. And it's like, dude, I took all your advice, and it's not my fault my husband didn't do it. But anyway, I lost a good friend because of that dumb dog. So, I don't know. So anyway, it's just taken me a long time to get over these feelings, and I don't know. He never apologized for his attitude that night, and he never will. My husband is not an apology giver. He apologized once, and I don't remember now what it was, but he did something that pissed me off. He does this quite often. Like if he says, oh, we're going to go out to eat. So then he waits until like 8:30, and I said, fuck it, I can't eat at 8:30. So I'll eat at like 7 o'clock at night and have some leftovers. Then he'll come upstairs at like 8 and say, okay, let's go eat. And then the girls will go with him, and he'll take them out to eat. And I'm like, you guys have leftovers to eat. You could eat at the house. We're not eating leftovers. So they'll go out to eat quite often after I had eaten my food. I think it's more of he doesn't want to be seen with me, and maybe it's because of how I look. Maybe he's embarrassed by me now. I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, I'm just gonna leave it there. If I left something out in the story, I didn't mean to, but I see my doctor on Monday, and I'm gonna talk about, I don't know. I'm gonna talk about A, getting back on my ADD meds, and B, I need to get on some antidepressants of some type, because thoughts of self-harm don't necessarily help the matters any. And I want to get better. I mean, and quite honestly, just because of the way things are in my house, it is incredibly hard to say, go outside, just go for a walk. It's like, why bother? I'll come back and everything will be the same. You know, I don't know if anybody else experiences that, but I don't know. So I'm going to have to, get something or whatever. And the last therapist that I had, she used to say, oh, bless your heart, whenever I'd discuss things. And I used to think it was an endearing thing until I talked to some of my WOW Guild friends, my WOW Guildies that live in the South. And they're like, honey, she isn't being sympathetic towards you. She is basically making fun of you. And I was like, what? Why? She's like, bless your heart is not something you want to hear Southern women say. And she's a Southern, the lady was a Southern woman. And quite honestly, it's been very hard for me to get back into seeing a therapist after that situation. And it's like, that's not the first time I've ever been burned by a therapist. I used to have a therapist, whenever I'd talk, he'd go, oh, And that's it. It's like, really? Come on, conversation, man. I mean, I told him about my sexual assault that happened to me when I was a kid. Because it was over 7 years since it happened at that time. That was when I was 17. So it had been already past the statute of limitations or whatever it is where you can press charges. And quite honestly, I've already moved past that, but that was one of the main reasons why I never saw a therapist as an adult. After that therapist, when I had told him about that situation, and just because it was past 7 years, it just, those one word dismissive things. There was no, how did that make you feel? Or, would you like to work through it? Or, how do you think you would react now that it's been, you know what I mean? Like, process it and work through it like you would expect. And go figure, this guy worked for the state because I grew up in a treatment center. So my parents kicked me out of the house, and I ended up living with in a treatment home, a treatment center for troubled teenagers. And that guy worked there. And and one of your things is you have to do therapy every week. And his therapy sucked. And I don't want to talk bad about somebody who's dead, because that therapist, I guess, 10 plus years ago, I guess, got in a car accident on an icy road or something and ended up dying. So I do feel bad that he is no longer able to help people, but I question the ability of his helping, because he discharged me into an alcoholic family. I was very upset with that. I didn't understand at the time, because I wish I had known about Al-Anon when I was a teenager, younger, dealing with an alcoholic parent. I wish I had known what Al-Anon was back then. Maybe I wouldn't be, maybe I wouldn't have glorified alcohol the way I did up until 3 years ago. So, I don't know. It might have changed me some if I had known some of the, things that I did as a kid and thought that were cool. And anyway, so I think my therapy session is done. Well, if you lasted through the end, Congratulations. You know more about me. And excuse the noise. I am doing my dishwasher is running. So if that's what you hear, that's what you hear. You have to deal with it because everybody, you know, has house chores that they have to deal with. So, and apparently everybody else in the house is allergic to doing dishes. So, yeah. All right. You have a great rest of your day. Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.